Some of you are fucking liars. So today we're going to be counting down 5, yes, 5 common CSGO lies. So coming in at number 5 on this list is going to be the fact that global elites are not gods. And I see this way too often in the comments on YouTube, whether it be in my own comments or whether it be in someone else's comments. Normally what will happen is you'll have like a higher ranked player, and a lot of people think like these global elite players are super good, that they don't make any mistakes, that they should be absolutely perfect. And then when they make a mistake in the game or they make a mistake in the video, you always go down the comments and you see a bunch of comments like, oh my god, how is such and such global fucking elite? He's god fucking awful, he's shitty, he's this, he's that, I should be fucking global elite. Meanwhile, they're silver fucking too. But I see these comments all the time, and it can be a little bit frustrating to read them, as you gotta realize global elites aren't perfect. Global elites aren't pro players. They're not anywhere near pro players. I feel like a lot of people, especially in the lower ranks, have this high expectation of these higher ranked players, and normally it's impossible to really meet up to those expectations. So if you're out there and you're a lower rank, you probably shouldn't think global elites are some crazy good people. We're just like you. We make mistakes. It happens. You know, we're not perfect. Also, I see all the fucking time whenever people are smurfing at global elite, or they're smurfing and they come down and they're like, yeah guys, I'm global elite. Normally what will happen is a silver or gold or someone just of low rank will end up killing that person and then being like, oh, this guy's fucking garbage, how is he global? Haha, there's no fucking way. Well, normally what will happen if someone is smurfing, they're not taking the game very seriously at all, which is something I think a lot of people should honestly realize. Normally no one's going full tryhard when they're smurfing. Also, anyone can get killed by anyone. I've literally played against pro players in ESEA and I've killed them, and but I don't go out and say, yeah, I'm better than Freakazoid now because I killed him once in ESEA. Just the logic behind that is absolutely ridiculous, because you can get destroyed the whole game and then kill a guy 1 or 2 times and be like, that guy's fucking garbage. It just doesn't make any sense, but for some reason I feel like people still say it. I don't know if they're just lying to themselves, that's very well possible, or they're just trying to get some people ass hurt, but you know, at the end of the day, I guess it works because I'm making a video about it. The next one on this list is actually very common, and it's that everyone is not a fucking cheater. So a lot of people all the time in CSGO, they always complain about how everyone's a cheater. Cheater this, cheater that, and it's just, oh my fucking god, will you stop bitching about cheaters? Cheaters are not nearly as big of an issue as they have been in the past. With the introduction of things like prime matchmaking and more vac waves, cheating seems to be at an all-time low. So the fact that people are still complaining about cheaters seems a little bit ridiculous to me. Maybe it's because I've been playing CSGO since it came out, and the cheating issue was actually a ton worse back when, you know, Valve didn't really give a fuck and everyone was pretty much just cheating. So it's not as big of an issue now. It's definitely still somewhat of an issue. There still definitely are cheaters, especially if you're not in Prime MM. But if you're not in Prime MM, what the fuck are you doing? You need to get into Prime matchmaking ASAP. Be sure to do that. But yes, everyone isn't a fucking cheater. It seems like people throw this accusation out way too much, and it is very frustrating to hear. I can't tell you how many times I've played with my lower ranked friends, and because I'm smurfing, I'm not taking the game very seriously. It's not super serious or anything like that, so maybe going +5, but what ends up happening is I hit some nice shots and some people on the other team are like, you're a fucking cheater, and then they get fully tilted. That's the thing, what happens when you call someone a cheater. Normally your team gets really fucking tilted, because guess what, they think they're playing against someone who is unbeatable. They think they're playing against someone who's a cheater. So it's a lot more practical to call someone a smurf. That way your team doesn't get completely demoralized, because if you call them a cheater, then everyone on your team is probably gonna quit and not really give a fuck anymore, because they're like, oh, what's the point, we're playing against someone who is cheating. And you know what, that's actually a very sad thing to see. Calling cheats doesn't really help you in any way. It only tilts your team more, and what will happen in some cases is it will prompt someone on your team to start cheating, and then if they get banned, then you're not really getting any credit for the match. So there's really no benefit to calling cheats on someone, because I've never seen someone be called a cheater and then, you know, actually stop cheating if they were cheating. It just doesn't happen, and it just doesn't help you out to call someone a cheater. If anything, it only makes the problem a lot worse. The next one on this list is going to be a video I made more recently, and it's about aim not really being everything. So I see this advice being thrown out a lot to lower ranks, and I see it even thrown out a lot to some of the higher ranks, and it's the fact that all you really need to do is DM, get your aim really good, and you know, you'll just be perfectly fine. And that's not really the case. Even at lower rank, where aim is very important and something that a lot of people should be learning, if you have decent aim, you can still not rank up because your team can be brain dead idiots for one, and two, you can also not really rank up just because you don't really have any game sense. And a lot of the time, if you just position yourself well and throw good smokes and flashes, you can win a lot of games at these lower ranks because no one really knows how to strategize behind it. So having good aim can be a good thing, but it isn't absolutely everything. Learning good game sense, learning good smokes and flashes, like I said, will really help you out and will really teach you the way to play CS, because I feel like a lot of people, especially in North America, they play CSGO purely on aim. It's all about aim duels. It's not about strategy. It's not about working together. It's about how hard you can flame your fucking teammates and about how many fucking frags you can get, which, to be honest, isn't the way that CS should be played, because guess what? This is not Call of Duty. I feel like this advice has been given out way too much, and it's just kind of become a staple in CSGO, where a lot of the newer players, they're really only focusing on aim, which I guess is good in a way, because if you're focusing on aim, you're at least getting something better. It's better than absolutely not practicing anything and then bitching about why you're not getting good. That's another thing I see way too often, is people not even practicing anything and then complaining why they're bad at the game and complaining about everything else in the game and saying, oh, it's everyone else's fault that I'm not ranking up. Not the fact that, you know, I didn't fucking practice like everyone else does to get good at the game, but hey, that's none of my business. But back to aim not being everything. Aim honestly just isn't everything. A lot of people hype it up. Aim is definitely something that's going to be really important, because if you don't have it, you're probably going to get shit on. But game sense and learning smokes and learning flashes and just learning how to play as a team is very important, and this is a team game after all. One player is going to make a difference in the game, but he's not going to be able to carry every single time, and that's something I think a lot of people really do need to realize, and something that I think a lot of people realize as they start to rank up more and more. Next on my list is going to be when people say that Valve does not care about this game, and it might seem hypocritical coming from me, as I made plenty of videos in the past talking about how Valve doesn't really care about CSGO and that they kind of fuck us over in every single update, but I don't really think this is the case anymore. I still hear a lot of people complaining about how Valve doesn't really care about this game, yet they've raised the major prize pool. They keep releasing updates that are enhancing the game more and more, such as adding a beta client, which is something that we asked for a very long time, and I mean a very long fucking time. It's about time you got your shit together, Valve. But it seems like they're actually starting to, you know, care more about this game. In 2016, we got things like Prime Matchmaking. We got the sound update, which actually enhanced the sounds a lot, in my opinion, and made them better. We've seen small tweaks to maps. We've seen maps get completely changed, like Inferno, and we've seen small tweaks to maps like Cache. It's absolutely awesome to see that this game is continually being updated, and I think a lot of that has to do with just community support and the fact that the game is making so much money now that Valve actually sees a reason to put more money and more time and more development behind it. If there is one thing I think, though, that Valve could improve on, it would be the fact that they just get like a community manager or possibly someone to really just interact with us. Even if they do have a community manager now, which is possible, I guess. I don't even know who it is, and I pretty much make CSGO videos constantly, so it would be pretty bad if I didn't know who that was. So it just seems like they don't really communicate with us well enough. Valve just kind of releases updates, and more recently I think they've been putting things into beta more, but it seems like for a while they were just kind of putting updates out there, and they were just kind of doing whatever the fuck they wanted without really any community input. From what I've heard, they've actually asked pros and majors what they want, but really I've heard they don't even really listen to that. They kind of still just do whatever the fuck they want, and that's not really what we want out of the game developer that's, you know, creating the game and updating the game that we all play for countless hours on end. And I think they just need to do a better job of responding to us. But I definitely do think they care about the game, and I definitely do think in 2016 was an up year for CSGO, and that we definitely got some good stuff, and it definitely showed that Valve actually does care. The final thing on this list, and probably the most common one that I see all the time, and it's going to be the reason I don't rank up is because of my team. And this one is so fucking frustrating, because all of us out there have solo queued, and all of us out there have most likely ranked up. But the guy on your team who's always complaining about the reason that he doesn't rank up is because his teams are shit is normally the most toxic motherfucker that you'll ever run into, and is probably irritating as fuck. This dude will normally complain about his team the whole game. He'll always say the reason I don't rank up is my team. No, dude, if you're saying this, you out there, you watching this video, the reason you don't rank up is because you're fucking shit. You need to practice more. Normally, this guy will just tilt the fuck out of your team. He'll make every situation worse, and then he'll think he's some superstar, run out there on his own, start pushing, and try to put the team on his back, and guess what he'll do? he'll run out there and fucking die because guess what? He's not that good of a player. This is one of the most frustrating lies that I hear in CSGO, and honestly, it's normally not fucking true. Of course, this is a team game, and sometimes you get shitty teammates, but if your teammates in solo queue are really affecting the reason you're ranking up, and it seems to be an every game thing with you, then possibly the issue is you. Maybe you're just being toxic, maybe you're just not a very good teammate, but maybe you are the reason you're losing games and not all the random people you meet up with. Also, if it really is your teammates, then why are you still solo queuing, and why don't you find people to play the game with? Like I've said in multiple other videos, there's plenty of ways to find teammates, whether it be Steam groups, whether it be Reddit, or possibly even just finding real life friends who play the game. I don't fucking know, but there are plenty of ways to find teammates, and if you can't find teammates, then normally the issue is you. But yeah, guys, these are just 5 common CSGO lies. Do you have any more that people tell in the comments down below? Feel free to tell me some more lies that people tell. Also, this is my first video of 2017, so if you made it to this point in the video, I really do appreciate it. If you are watching this, I hope you guys have an awesome 2017, and I want to thank you guys for making my 2016 awesome by continually supporting this channel. I really do appreciate it. And if you like this video, how about you hit that like button, and if you dislike this video for some odd reason, how about you hit that dislike button, and if you are new, how about you subscribe? But yeah, guys, this has been Chosen One Inc., and as always, peace out.